What up, Jeff Lebowski? What up, Mr. Approachable? What up, Nanner Diff? Custodian Kevin Brennan is the new Bud Light. That's pretty funny, Junior. Hell yeah, dude. How the fuck you been, man? How goes the podcast wars? What up, Tim Downs? YouTube just blocked me from commenting for hate speech? Jesus, that's crazy. What up, KB? How are you? Oh, it's K and then a B. I see what you did there. Because of B Light? No, her name was KB, and then she put a B icon in there instead of the B. Pretty nice, pretty cool, pretty interesting. Did you really, Tim? You should have told me. I would have come down. I love Smitty's. That's my favorite barbecue place in Texas. I know, like, some people like Black, some people like Cruz. I hear Goldie's up in Dallas is real good, but I've never been there. But of all the ones I've had, it's Smitty's in Lockhart. And then there's one outside of Austin called Interstellar that's really good. What up, Bulk Hogan? Check out Bulk Hogan's picture. It's me. Get it? He's calling me fat. It's very hurtful. You know what'll stop the fat stuff is if I eat this Egg McMuffin on air. Oh. Mm-hmm. You thought I fell into a diabetic coma? Why? Maybe you should follow me over on Twitch. I've been doing my normal shit the entire time. Also, Wrong Hole Rick is a great name, too. I'll move this over to the corner, though. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Set up the phone lines. There you go. Phone lines are open, baby. Yeah. Shit, we better get in the Discord too. What? What? There we go.
That's for me. A squirting, and that's not pee, that's squirt.
Thanks. I'm Yosemite Sambo. Did they make you get rid of your name, or you just changed it? Just a McGriddle. Nice. And fuck Twitch. All right. Well, that's on you, I guess. I don't know. A lot of people hate Twitch, man, but I like Twitch. I think it's fine. I think it's like Crazy Redneck or something like that.
Look into my eyes, Jungle Book.
I'm feeling delicious.
Got funny shirts where I'm poking my nipples. Pretty funny.
I'll change it again in a week to Cyber Hyman. That's pretty good too. I like that one. What up, Amy? How are you? So how's the podcast wars going? Kind of seems like Chad is winning them, right? I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know if that's real or not, but it kind of seems like Chad is the one that's gaining. He's just stream sniping everybody. It's crazy. Crazy shit. I know, right? It seems like Chad's winning, if I'm honest. I mean, again, from the outside, just watching it, it seems like Chad's the one that's winning the podcast wars. It's pretty delicious. Never bet against a mud shark, I guess. It's just so fucking ridiculous, man. The thing is, the Chad thing can't last, so Levy is going to have to deal with the fact that KB and Shuli Network feud is coming up. It does kind of seem like it's a precursor to the Shuli and KB feud, right? Downward spiral ahead for sure. Kevin has nothing without Chad. Kevin must say Chad or he has no show. So Chad kind of controls Custodian Kevin's show. I mean, I guess. The Levy-Brennan feud will happen by the end of this year. I was at the booking meeting. Oh, yeah? How do we think that goes down? Does KB just like double cross Bob, or how does that work? Or does Bob get sick of him talking all that shit about Shuli? Well, I mean, Chad already cut away like 300 of his viewers, right? I mean, that's the thing that I noticed the most about these podcast wars, right? Hold on, let me get this down just a little bit so we can actually have... It's a little too much. Just want a nice background flow to it. There we go. Because then we can still do...
That's for me. A squirt
Do you
in.
have a disability?
Still one of my favorite drops ever is Jake asking Soft Weekly if he has a disability. Pretty great. Let's be real. How long can Kevin say the name Chad over and over again and retain his interest? Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting because Kevin is a guy who has survived through a bunch of what should be career-ending events, right? Like he walked out on Kumia. He was in the 500s yesterday? That's crazy. Wait, Chad was or MLC was? It'll come to a point where KB is going to make Bob pick a side. I don't think that's going to happen, Staska. I feel like KB knows that he can't do that to Bob, because if he loses Bob, he loses a lot of his audience. I mean, think about this. How many people are there just to like interact with Bob, right? It's just creepy to watch a man, Kevin, get so emotional about another man, Chad. It's mentally ill. Corey, you never got emotional about other men. Yeah, I just don't. That's not what I do. Let everybody say whatever they want. I mean, look, this is what I've said the entire time. I called everybody out. I invited them over to talk shit to my face. The moment that they didn't, they're cowards to me and I don't care, right? You can say whatever you want on another channel when you're not face to face with a grown man. That's fine. But when a grown man says, say it to my face and you don't, that's all it is, man. And that's what a lot of this is. A lot of this is just a bunch of people talking a lot of shit publicly that they're just not willing to say to people's faces. It's kind of gross, actually. Check out Bob's criminal record. Scary. Oh, yeah. I mean, Bob almost beat the fuck out of Howard Stern, dude. Bob is not to be trifled with. Yeah, KB is an insane person. For sure. He's very funny, though. Balls deep with the Lemmy bubbles. Was it a lot of bubbles today? Was it Lemmy that rated me? I'm on the dual stream, so I can't see who rated me. I assume it's Lemmy. Is her bubble stream over? I respect that Corey goes on shows and says it. That's a man. Yeah. I'm telling you, this is what I do, man. This is, I've been saying this the whole time. You people will come around to me or you won't. And I don't give a fuck either way. I'll talk shit to your face. You should have grabbed that squirrel's pussy. Yeah, dude, that squirrel was way too close. I was actually laughing because as I was shooting it, all I could think is, man, if that squirrel jumps at me and I scream, I'm not uploading the Snapchat. If you guys want to watch me fucking all the weird bullshit I do all day, mostly my cats fighting, go to Snapchat, Corey Adam Comedy. Add me there. All my stories are basically my cats fighting. Or today there was a squirrel who I would say is way too tame for his own good. That squirrel let me get way up to him. What's up, Wayne Burfine? What do you mean, you people? Give Wayne Burfine a follow. I don't know if he does a lot on YouTube these days, but that's a very funny man. Orange love. Holla. Also, don't forget tonight, 7:30 p.m., KCUK, episode 6. Only on youtube.com/CoreyAdamComedy. And then after that, you can go over to the patreon.com/CoreyAdamComedy to watch the backlogged. And there should be 2 episodes up on Spotify. And supposedly we might be on iTunes today. I don't know for sure. I've been going back and forth with the iTunes people, so. Kevin has lost all self-respect because he is genuinely embarrassing himself. Yeah, I just think it's weird, like how, you know, Chad jumps on his shit, and, you know, when Chad went over, I haven't watched recently, but when Chad was stream sniping MLC had 700 people and Chad had 300. And every other time I watched it, MLC had 1,000. So it's pretty easy math, right? Chad took a third of their audience when he dipped. And now somebody's saying they're down to 500? That's crazy. And it's happening with Nobody Likes Onions stream sniping fucking Steel Toe too. Like, what's so funny about this weird stream sniping game is that nobody wins, right? Because eventually the people who are watching the people stream snipe, they're gonna get bored. And the original producer of the content that they're stream sniping, because remember, when somebody stream snipes somebody, that's just them not generating their own content. That's what that is. And I know we all like it, and I'm not shitting on Nobody Likes Onions or Chad or Win by Two, but when you're sniping someone else, you're using their content to create your own content. That's not creating content. That's not the same thing. And that's not to say that any of those people can't create their own content. They absolutely can. It was not 500. Somebody said it was 500 in here. I don't know. Somebody said it was 500. I'm just going off what was said to me, Clarence. Jake and Chad sitting in a tree. I'm done. Oh, God. Jake and Chad, the best. I'm sniping the stream right now. A follow is a follow. I mean, I guess. It's between 550 and 800. Yeah. Cool Train said, yeah, it was 550. So, yeah, it was in the 500s, Clarence. That NLO is a cuck show? I mean, I don't know about that. I told Pat if he wanted to come talk shit to my face to do it, and he never did. It's fine. Yesterday it was, even after MLC went offline. Oh, crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's podcast wars are getting kind of interesting. It's so funny because I have lived my life not giving a shit about all this like internet drama, and then I got thrown in it, and now I'm kind of watching from the outside laughing my ass off. It's pretty great. I'm confused, but still I'm here. What up, Cheeseburger Pie? How are you, buddy? It's interesting to watch all these people cycle around each other and just like start the podcast. I mean, this era will be known as podcast wars. That's what's happening right now. And can all these radio shows that are now surviving on YouTube, can they all survive in parody of each other? I don't think they can. I think if you're looking at the landscape, we have about 3 too many of these internet podcasters. And I think 3 of them are going to go down. And I think by the end of this year, you're going to see 3 of them up and running. What up, the guy? How are you? If you guys want to call in, ask any questions or whatever, the phone lines are open. Only the veggies survive, right? You're getting views from their jealousy. I'm not getting any views. I'm getting less views all the time. The more I disengage with it, it's less views, which I'm fine with. I don't care. My normal show over on Twitch is doing fine. Twitch.tv/CoreyAdamComedy. Twitch Talk. That's the bread and butter. KCUK is doing good. It's great. Yesterday, Pat was talking about you. Not bad. Aaron was talking about you not making YouTube content and that you didn't return his call to be on his show on Wednesday. You're getting views. Share time. What? Share time? Aaron never called me to be on his show on Wednesday. I don't know what anybody's talking about here. People keep saying I was supposed to be on the show on a Wednesday. I never got a phone call from Aaron. I don't know what people are talking about. My phone has been all jacked up for like a week though. I dropped it in a pool drunk. It may or may not have been Curly Adams' fault. You're getting views. Share time. Yeah, you wanna come? Do you need some views? I'll get it. I think Steel Toe is one of the shows that might last though. I just think this content stealing content shit is tired. And you can, I don't know, man. I get like there are very talented people doing some of it, but at the end of the day, if you're just watching content and experiencing content, you're not being content. And I will always struggle to do something that I feel is generating content. You know, again, something Steel Toe is doing. Steel Toe is a formatted show that is creating content. Whether or not you like Steel Toe is irrelevant. They're creating content. But this like this MLC Chad war is so fucking hilarious because you have Kevin who is doing a show about nothing because he thinks Seinfeld's never been existed before, and then you have Chad who's leeching off that but going at it hard. It's pretty funny. I don't know. Podcast Wars is great. I'm gonna start getting fucking t-shirts that say Podcast War 2023. That hemorrhoid finger from Jake was the most repulsive thing I've seen in quite a bit. Yeah, dude, that Jake hemorrhoid finger is fucking the worst. I think everyone involved in the podcast war is pathetic. They're so insecure about their own shit, they've got to worry about what everybody else is doing. There is some of that, right? Like the people that are viewing other people's content, it's really weird because they've got to like go on there and they've got to create all this commentary based around what they're experiencing. And I don't know, like to me, like Red Bar already did that for years, right? Like we don't need more Red Bar. I hit like thing? Yeah, hit that like thing. I mean share time. I texted you. I never got a text. I don't think I got a text from you, man. No lie. When did you text me? Yeah, the last text exchange I have from you was on Sunday when I was telling you I was throwing up water. Ugh, all right. I bet Aaron is watching now. I'll bet he contacts you again. He wants to get you on the show for some reason. Well, he wants me on the show because we used to do a show together and it was super fun. What do you mean for no reason? Stop that. You also kill your own channel because nobody will watch your other shit. Right. That's a very important point. Is that the problem with these hate watchers is that when you latch onto these hate watch communities and they only hate watch, the moment you're done hate watching that thing, they leave because they're not fans of you. They're fans of what you're hate watching. And unless you're able to keep spicing it up with new stuff that makes it equally fun to hate on shit. I mean, that like whether or not you like or dislike Chad Zumach, that's something Chad nails consistently. Is that dude is fanning and lashing out at everybody around him. And it makes it kind of interesting because you don't really know where he's going to go. But when you're watching some of these other people just watch other shows and like, oh, here's my commentary on it. Like at some point, you're either going to get bored of that or you're going to go watch that show yourself. Because hate watching is a thing, and there's no building of a community, there's no building of a show, there's no building of anything when that's all you're doing. It's just a bunch of the same stories getting regurgitated until nothing burger. Right. And not only is it the same stories, but like let's start with Steel Toe. Steel Toe, no matter what you think about Steel Toe is out there formatted and doing an actual show, right? You can bitch and moan about what you feel the quality of that show is. But at the end of the day, Aaron is out there putting out content, right? Original content to where he's watching stuff but he's got it formatted, he's doing all that stuff, right? And at the end of the day, that content, when you go and watch it and you hate on it, eventually you're just regurgitating the same thing till the internet is just turning into a parody of itself. And I know that's what people like. I know a lot of you out there like that. I do. I understand that. But at some point, when you look out at the internet and it's everybody watching a video of a guy watching a video of a guy watching a video of a guy watching a video, you have to understand that you're to blame for that. You know what it reminds me of, actually? It reminds me of the late 90s, early 2000s, when TV made this big swing from sitcoms to reality television show. Because it was cheaper to manufacture, they didn't have to have writers, just from a production cost, it was way cheaper, and we the people ate it up. What we did is we outsourced writing and quality television program. And every fucking reality show eventually became the same fucking reality show. And it took years to get back to any kind of original content. That's what's happening on the internet right now, it seems. Howdy, Corey. What up, Bo Archer? How are you? I'm really enjoying podcasts where I love drama. Yeah, it's fun. SAR JDK. Hey, Corey. What up? Let's see here. I'm leaving to get breakfast. Keep doing YouTube shit. Everything else is people watching people. I'm running out of Eric Bischoff shoot interviews to watch. Awesome. Thursday, April 20th, Thursday, April 25th. Dates? Yeah, whatever. Let's do it. I like you on Steel Toe. Good sports takes. I love sports, man. I really enjoy Drunk Mud Shark MLC. Yeah. Corey, the beard's looking good. No gay F word. Oh, yeah. This is just lazy. I haven't shaved in a while. Aaron has a level of professionalism that rivals only my own. That's saying nothing, Granny. Podcast centipede? I like that. Chad just hits play and pretends he's on a podcast and answering the questions. Right, but he does it in a very weird, interesting way. I don't want shit I hate, though. not for fun. Right. That's sad boy. I agree with that 100%. Like, why watch shit you hate? I have missed the beard. Is it like a full, this is like a week, guys. That's hilarious. My beard goes in real quick. Writers are effy, hence their privilege strike currently. Are they doing another writer's strike? Yeah, of course they are. Exactly. That's what I like. That's why I like Twitch talk. Sometimes the news gets boring or it's something I don't give a shit about, but at least it's for the purpose and it's original. Yeah, 100%. Stay away from Steel Toe. Aaron will use your appearance as some sort of win and say you're crawling back to him. What do I care what other people say about me though? That's the thing, Nannerdiff. Like why would I care what anybody says about me, right? I know what I am. I know what I do. I don't care what anybody says. If you want to confront me face to face, do that. Otherwise, I have no, like, you're craven. You're a coward. I have no time for that. Custodian Kevin is trying real hard to make Shuli the new Chad, but that puts Bob in a bad position. Right. I think Bob's in a very awkward position, actually. I think Bob Levy is in one of the more awkward positions in all of this because he's friends with Kevin. He's doing MLC, and Kevin just seems really, like, hell-bent on going after fucking the Shuli network. And that's kind of just whatever. Corey, can you teach Aaron how to do a side-by-side when a co-host video phones in? We used to do it that way. He likes it down on the bottom like that. I don't know why. We used to, when I first was calling in, we used to do it side-by-side, but he doesn't like that. He likes it, like, aesthetically, he just likes the way it looks better that way. I don't know why. You'd have to ask him. Corey's the man. How can I be the man when you're the man, Junior Coltrane? I'm just me, man, and I don't care, and look, I like you guys. I like doing these shows and everything, but I can't be vested emotionally in any of this shit like you guys are. I'm sorry. Like, I really feel bad. Like, when somebody, like, really leans into me, like, if it's on the Reddit or it's, like, NLO or, like, anybody's leaning into me, I just, like, it's fun. I love when people hate on me. It cracks me up. And I don't know, man. I can't feign being mad at stuff I'm not mad about. It's just not what I do. What up, fuck you, dude? Aaron full screen with a small co-host makes it look like he thinks he's better than. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's why he does it. Steel Toe switched to one-shot camera instead of two separate ones, so if he does a direct split screen, it looks all fucked up. Yeah, I think part of that is the way that when he goes to news stories and stuff. I think you're right. I think that when he goes to that, it looks weird. Bob is looking real bad because he just sits there as Kevin attacks his friends. That can't continue or Bob will blow up. I don't think it's that big of a deal though, honestly. I think that when, you know, it's like when Chad and Aaron were going at it, right? I'm friends with Chad, I'm friends with Aaron. When they're going at each other, it doesn't really affect me. I mean, the hardest part was all the narratives around, like, you know, when I left the show, everybody wanted to take credit for it, or they were saying it's because of this or this. It's like, you know, it was my decision. I put in my 2-week notice and I left. Like, whatever. I'm emotionally vested in this show. I ran out of Twitch talk and have to suck dick. Well, don't worry. You'll be drowning in Twitch talk before you know it, buddy. And we gave you an extra hour of Twitch talk yesterday, so you should be all right. Aaron gets to canoe out April, so he's kind of winning. I mean, that definitely seems like a win, right? Shout out to people watching on Pilled. Shout out to people watching on Rumble. Holy shit, we even have people watching on Kick? What up, Kick? It's pretty fun. I don't know, and maybe I'll do a show 10 a.m. weekly like we used to do. I don't know. I don't know what, like, I definitely have to figure out something to do with the YouTube. Like, obviously, KCUK is here. You can catch that tonight at 7:30. And obviously, we'll still do some of the overnight streams, but the overnight streams are hard to do sometimes because comedy runs late. So, you know, if I'm doing a show and it's like, let's say a half hour, 45 minutes away, I get out of there at 1:30. Takes me a second to, like, get home. Maybe I stop for, like, you know, fucking food or something. I'm not back till 2:33. So, what up, Taste Fairy? How are you? Honestly, I think it has a lot to do with the banner, the overlays, his ability to layer and realize all the different elements. It's all possible. He just has to learn how. I mean, that could be too. Aaron has never been the most technically savvy guy on the planet, for sure. Is KCUK tonight? Yeah, KCUK is tonight, 7:30 Central Time, right here, youtube.com/CoreyAdamComedy. If you want to watch or if you want to listen to the podcast episodes, I think 3 or 4 of them are out now. The other 2 should be out today, but that's kcuk.life, or you can go on Spotify, and then I believe we'll be on iTunes today. I'm not sure about that though. I watched Ski Mask, sniping Corn Diff, sniping Chad, sniping MLC all at once for snipe streams. Right. And then like what's interesting though is so start with Chad, right? And then add up all those stream snipes, okay? So it's funny when people stream snipe the stream sniper, they're taking a bit that I did like years ago. And we did it like even months ago too. It's a really fun thing. I got the KCUK jingle stuck in my head last time I watched. Oh, well, would you like to hear it again? Is that what you're asking for? We can do that for you, buddy. Here. KCUK, Suck Rapids Taint Plowed, the Spouse Station.
The weather in the greater Suck Rapids area.
Baby, if you've ever wanted some better loving than me, I'm in the living room listening to Get BBC. The KCUK is me. Got tired of packing and pounding by you. Asked him out and all that pig and play. Maybe you and me and him were meant to be. Just maybe think of me once in the pile. The KCUK is me.
There you go. Is that what you guys wanted? You enjoy that? Make you happy? There you go, buddy. Now we got to change everything back over. There we go. It's actually pretty easy, but let's go there. Wait. Actually, you know what? Let's do it like this. Get that out of there. Get that on there. There we go. And now let's do a record. Let's just take some time and chill out as we watch. It's a nice little record. Just relax. Look, your workday, it's getting almost done. All that pegging, not pigging, pegging. Pegging play. Aaron's been working on his outro for 2 years now. Has he? I didn't know he's been working on his outro at all. Go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey, is this Corey Adam?
This is Corey Adam. That is true.
How are you?
Good. Yourself?
Hey, I'm calling from Australia.
Good day, mate, or whatever. Did I do that right?
Yeah, good day. Yeah, good day, fine. I'm a huge Kevin Brennan fan.
Okay. How do you feel? How do you feel about what's going on with this shit? Because like this whole mud shark sniping them makes it really kind of a juicy drama, right?
Yeah, mate. Like I completely reckon like this has added so much content. Like because otherwise you've got to do like 7 shows. He does 7 shows a week now.
Sure.
5 during the week and 2 solo ones. And Kevin's gone crazy. Like I've listened to Kevin since 2016. Since he started with what's his name? The guy for Lenny Marcus. So Lenny Marcus from the Comedy Cellar.
Okay.
And honestly, like he was crazy then, but that was just 1 hour show once a week, and he really unloaded. And he started off with like just talking about just shit about comedians and the local New York scene. And now it's like evolved into this crazy thing where he just goes after the same people day in, day out. But like it's so entertaining. Me personally, I love it.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think there's anybody on the planet that will dispute that Angry Kevin is the funniest Kevin, right?
Yes.
I mean, when Kevin gets angry, it's funny. My problem here is that like you have Kevin is like so dug in on a show about nothing. And then you have Chad. I mean, like somebody was saying yesterday, their viewers were down to like 500, and like Chad's viewers are gaining. I mean, it's so funny watching all these people kind of eat themselves, you know?
That's fascinating. That's actually like interesting because I don't listen to anything live.
Yeah. Well, so the funny thing is Chad, this is the other like kind of like brilliant move that Chad did, in my opinion, is that he's been stream sniping MLC and then he leaves his stream snipe of MLC up on YouTube. So MLC will take it and put it behind Patreon, and then Chad will leave it out there for everybody to watch.
Oh, that's actually smart because I'm on Patreon first. I watch everything. Okay. So what do I have to look up? Is it sit down Zumok?
Yeah, sit down Zumok is his YouTube. What you really need to do is you need to look up Corey Adam Comedy and follow that. That's what you need to do.
I am, mate. That's how I saw you live.
I know. I'm just messing with you. What? Hey, you're in. I got. Where are you located in Australia? What city?
I'm in Brisbane.
Okay, can I ask you a political question because I want to get the opinion of somebody that lives there? What are your thoughts on the way they're banning the vape cartridges? That's weird, right?
Australia is very strict on those kind of things.
Yeah. Well, it was already like behind the pharmaceutical stuff, right? But now they're just trying to ban it entirely. And also, like, this is the same country that like was putting people in concentration camps basically over fucking COVID. I mean, like the authoritarian nature of your government is so weird for how like laid back and freedom oriented all the Australian people I've met are.
Look, I study law. Yeah. Look, this is my area.
Perfect.
The day-to-day life is free, like in terms of what you can do and what you can't do.
Yeah.
It's just our packaging is labeled. Like if you want to smoke cigarettes, if you want to smoke them and whatever, then everything is labeled. Everything has like a kid's face that's dying.
But if you get rid of
mother smoked, or
if you get rid of cigarettes, how are people supposed to go out for a smoko?
They aren't. Like smoking with young people has dropped off significantly. Sorry, this is not interesting or anything, but
so are we still gonna be able?
But the use of vapes has gone up.
Are we still gonna be able to listen to the chats? I'm on Smoko, so leave me alone at the very least.
Yeah, I think so. I think your perception, like America, is the other end. I find in terms of freedom, it's the everything with your gun control and everything like that. I find it to the other end. There is a balance there. Maybe Australia is a bit too, what did you call it, authoritarian?
Authoritarian.
And you legitimately believe that?
Well, no, I'm just saying from the outside looking at it, right? Like when I was moving from Minnesota over COVID, Australia was one of the places I was looking at because Sydney has a great comedy scene, right? And the thing that was crazy is that your government really went nuts authoritarian-wise over COVID. And then when you're like looking and you're still passing legislation about these vape cartridges and stuff, it looks like it's still pretty authoritarian on the face. That's why I wanted to ask you, especially when you're like, oh, law is my thing. Like, this is perfect.
I personally don't think so. I personally like the rules and regulations, especially when it's considering things are killing you. Like, why is that? Why should that be illegal, but then other things are illegal? And don't get me wrong, I'm all about making weed legal, and I'm all about that. You should do what you want.
I'm less concerned about the vape stuff because, again, I understand the marketing to kids that goes into it. But the thing that is interesting to me is that look at all the stuff that was done to people who didn't want to get a vaccine in your country when we have data coming back that a lot of what they were saying about those vaccines was not factually accurate. And it's not like right now there's not a big flagrant thing, but in the last 3 years, I have seen your country etch more towards authoritarianism than I thought even possible, because prior to that, of course you were super strict on gun laws. Of course there was authoritarian stuff in nature, but it really seems like your government has been going gung-ho on regulating these little things that really opt out people's personal choice, you know?
Yes. So I may hypothetically work for a like a public service law enforcement that that made us get vaccines, and they made us get the boosters. So I had to get the 2 vaccines and the booster. Now, other people that I work with, the very few, the minority, because everybody wants a job, mate. Like, everybody wants a paycheck, right?
100%. Yeah, everybody wants to pay rent. Everybody wants to throw, like, fucking money and coke at hookers. Like, it's just the American and Australian dream. It's a worldwide human condition.
Yes. Yes. Also, by the way, my Brisbane accent, I really appreciate that because I'm a migrant. So, like, I appreciate if someone tells me that I have a Brisbane accent. Cheers, thank you. Anyway, sorry,
I thought originally you were from Iowa. It sounded like an Iowa accent to me.
No, I'm
Indian. Just a heartland of America accent. That's what it sounded like. I'm just fucking with you, man.
I'm dinky die Aussie.
Okay. Whereabouts in India?
Gujarat, southwest.
Okay. I do a lot of. What's interesting is you probably don't know this about me because I have a Twitch show where we do a lot of international news. So I'm pretty up on India and Australia overall.
Oh, interesting. What do you think about India then?
I think India, if they play their cards right, has a very good position for the rupee to become the new international thing. I mean, like, as globalization gets more constricted on America, I think India has an opportunity to step up, and I think you're going to see the rupee gain on a lot of currencies worldwide right now.
Fuck yeah. I'm all about that.
Yeah. Hey man, whatever means whatever means I get more lamb vindaloo everywhere, I'm okay with.
Good reference.
It's my favorite. Do you find Australia? So okay, so you said you're from India. So like, were you raised there and then you moved to Australia, or how long did you live in India, or that's just where your family's from?
Yeah, I'm gonna be 30 this year. I came to Australia when I was 10. Didn't know a word of English. Okay. Basically went through primary school. What's primary school in America? Like what do you call it? The one before middle school?
Yeah, like junior high.
Junior school.
Yeah,
what do you call it?
Junior high in America.
Yeah, junior high. Yeah. I went through that stuff just not knowing English.
Okay.
Just sat in the back of the
so
car,
have you been back to India since moving to Australia?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. No. So my family actually lives in India. So like I got a wife and 2 kids and my parents. My parents only just retired. So we had a family restaurant here.
Oh, cool.
And they were here.
Do you guys have vindaloo on the menu?
Of course.
Yeah. All right. Good.
But white people don't.
I was about to hang up on you. I had my hand right over this fucking hang up button. I'm like, this guy does not serve vindaloo. So help me.
Yeah, like it's not super authentic Indian food, but still, yeah. Like,
doesn't have to be. It has to be. It has to be a weird tart tomato reduction with lamb meat. That's all I care about.
Hold on. Well,
so what do you find?
Are these people having a go at me?
I don't know. Who cares?
That's all good.
They're just viewers. Don't worry about them. This is us.
Yeah,
this is us. This is us having a human connection. Fuck the internet. So do you find India or Australia's government to be more authoritarian? I know all the different sect classes in India makes it really weird depending on where you live, but it just, some of the stuff Australia's doing, it just really seems really overreaching from a legislation point.
I think you're right in terms of India. It depends where you live and what type of person you are. Like I'm not a lower caste, but I'm a middle to low caste person in India. But where I'm from, the Prime Minister is like also Gujarati, like Narendra Modi. So he's also one of my people. Sure. So in terms of things happening locally for me, like our state has gone through the roof. Like in terms of, I don't know, what's the equivalent in America for money? Like what's the state that's doing really well? Not Florida, because you've got that crazy guy in Florida. But anyway, so like the actual welfare and, general maintenance of roads, all the basic shit that's gone through the roof where I'm from. So you got to look really locally in India. There's 1.5 billion people. Like that's numbers that we can't imagine about how many people actually live there.
So many people.
Yeah, exactly. So you got to live very locally. In terms of Australia, the authoritarian stuff, yes, because all the government here, like the Labour and the Liberal, so the Republican, Democrat, whatever, but left and the right, they all did the same thing. Like they all closed everything down. They all made sure that you couldn't go out. If you got COVID, you had to sit at home for whatever days, or you know. The sad thing is, like, it's all kind of over now. But they never said that they fucked up. They never said that they made a mistake.
And they never will. That's the thing. The thing about freedom, and this is something that America learns over the long run, and I hope a lot of other countries learn this, is that you end up giving away a lot of personal freedom and liberties under the guise of protection. And once you do, those freedoms never come back historically. There's not even, I mean, I'm sure there's a few isolated cases if I were to really crack the history books, but off the top of my head, I cannot think of once when the government seized protection under the guise of protection and then gave it back when the crisis was over. Because I mean, like, the crisis is over and it's still crazy. I mean, like my buddy who lives in Taiwan, he's not even allowed to come visit in America because America doesn't recognize the vaccine that Taiwan made their people get, which has been medically proven to be more efficient than the 2 vaccines that America wants you to get.
Right. At the end of the, like, you don't want to say it, but at the end of the day, it's just a new world order. Like, it's all that crazy stuff where all the big companies just own all the patents. So, like, whatever they say goes. If something else works better in another country, you know, that they've done independently, like Taiwan, they would have done it independently. They wouldn't have got a big company involved. Maybe one of their local companies would have been involved, obviously. But you're right. Like, in terms of, they just don't roll back things. Like, they take away things, and unless there's something drastic that occurs, like, they do not roll anything back.
Right. And then they never issue an apology. They just act like it's all okay. And that's kind of my whole problem with the Australian vape cartridge stuff. And it's the same thing I had here in America when they did smoking bans, right? Like, I don't care about like what they're going, if we want to say that this is a safety concern for our children and this is what we have to do, fine. But then make everything, like, make tobacco illegal across the board. But you're not doing that because you know you're still making money from the people who are fucking lobbying for you, right? And it's just a giant bullshit. Like, they don't care about the fucking kids. They care about the people lining their fucking pockets.
Yes, I completely agree. I'm just going to sidetrack for a second. Papa Sas Elo Grande. Yes, I've met a kangaroo. And David Skywalker. I refer to them as holidays, mate. We don't have vacation or anything like that. It's called holidays. That, what was it, the actor that killed himself that made that TV movie? It was called Vacation. Well, anyway, never mind. But yes.
You talking about River Phoenix?
No, Robin Williams. Didn't he have a movie? I don't know. Is that called RV or something? I'm sorry. Look at he was desperate for money. He was just making movies.
Here's my real question for you, and this is what I want to know really bad. Okay, as somebody who has lived in India and somebody who lives in Australia, what part of your nationalism hates China more, your Australian side or your Indian side?
Aussies, so this is a weird subject. Australia is a part of Asia.
Yes.
You've got to accept the fact that just because Australians look white and the majority of them are white, not even.
Well, it was a British prison colony. It was a British prison colony for a long time, though. Of course, they look white.
Yes, of course. So, but it's a part of Asia. So the Australia-China relationship is a lot better than the Australia-India one.
You know, if you talk to a lot of Australians, they don't want to own that up. They're like, actually, we're part of Oceania. It's like, no, you're Asia, dude. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. No. When it comes on, exactly. Whenever we do any trade deals, any treaties, anything like that, it's always Asian. Yeah. We deal with Asia, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore. We deal with people that either look Asian or they look like me, Indian, whatever. You know what I mean? We don't deal with white people.
Right.
Well, we do. We've got the pact with America and whatever, but, you know, like, it's just one of those things. No, I personally don't have any issues with China. I believe that because we're a democracy, because, like, as in India, I mean now, I'm talking about as an Indian person, because we are a democracy, the world's greatest and largest democracy, I truly believe that. Like, to get that many people voting and it's not, you know, obviously there's going to be some sort of whatever, but generally the winner wins.
Like, I think with India,
you win.
I think with India specifically too, the fact that they are really staying out of a lot of this stuff, but still like they're buying Russian oil, they're importing grains, but they're not voting on anything. They're abstaining from all this stuff. Like they actually are kind of in a weird way becoming this new Switzerland, but their population is so big that they're going to have a lot more market power.
Yes, I believe so. Yes, I think you can believe, and I think India. I will look it up and whatever, but I think India just overtook China as like the biggest population in the world.
Yeah, I don't know if it's happened yet, but everything I've read is that India was on pace, and that was like a year ago, so they might have overtaken them at this point. But India's right on their heels for most people in the world.
Yes, and the good thing is everybody in India speaks English.
Yeah, and like 17 different dialects.
Read and write.
And 17 different fucking dialects of like Hindi and Tamil. There's so many fucking languages in India. It's crazy. There's so many languages in India. It's unbelievable.
Like, I'm a migrant, but I still speak 3 languages. Like, in India, there's thousands of languages, and they're all distinct languages. Like, it's crazy. Like,
100%.
It is. And everybody in India looks different.
Yeah.
Like, there is no sort of, like, set race as such. Like, there's a lot of different type of people in India. You get anything from, like, super white look. Like, my mum's very, like, white looking. She's fully Indian, but you wouldn't be able to tell necessarily, but I'm super dark. Like, it's just, I don't know, you know, what sort of crazy evolution we've had, but Indian people are weird looking, funny looking, different looking.
How's your penis size though? Do you have like one of those small Indian penises, or you got a pretty decent sized dong?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Like size-wise, I would say average, above average. In terms of
average. Okay. But now average for an adult male or average for an Indian male?
Probably average for an Indian male. I do not look these things up.
Okay.
Just because I don't know the answer.
Have you ever like put it up against like a pop can and seen? You ever put it next to like a soda can and seen like how you do?
Yeah, we call them soft drinks. But yeah, so I put them next to a soft drink can. Yeah, I do all right. Like a Coke can.
Yeah, fuck
like
yeah. Hell yeah.
375ml Coke can. Yeah.
Yeah,
I do all right. I'm not too bad.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, see, there you go. It doesn't matter what the evolution. As long as you got a little bit of lumber that you're swinging, you're good.
No, I'll be all right, man. How are you, Corey? Above average?
I mean, I'm a grower, not a shower, so it really depends on the temperature. Like, what I like to tell the ladies is if it's not that big, you're not that hot.
Right, and where you are is very cold, right?
Yeah, it's very cold a lot, actually.
Okay. Yeah, well, then it's not
actually, I moved down south to Texas, and I gained 2 inches. It was pretty sweet. The warmer climate really helped, you know?
Oh, fucking hell. Oh.
So what do you think? Okay, we'll get back. Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, mate, like, because I know you stopped doing that show with Dickhead Steel Toe. But like, how are you going? How are you feeling?
I'm great. I mean, I moved to Austin, Texas to really pursue comedy, and I've been focusing a lot more on stand-up comedy than some of these shows. But I have my own show over on Twitch, twitch.tv/CoreyAdamComedy, and that was going on the whole time. That's still the same as it's ever been. I got this new KCUK show that I like. Okay. I'm trying to figure out a good schedule to start doing more on YouTube because a lot of people, it's interesting because I was told that like a lot of people, like they were all mad at me and like the internet was like blowing up at me, this and that. And then I take basically a week off of YouTube and all these people who are sending me all these like hate mail, they're sending me like, where are you? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, you miss it. You miss hating me. You sad little sacks.
I think they do. I personally like you. I think you're very good on the Kevin Brennan show. Like you're good on MLC.
Yeah.
I'm gonna message Adam and see if I can get you back on.
Yeah.
Get back on there because you're normal. You're like the normal one. You're the calm one.
Yeah, all I can do, that's the thing that people get mad because they want me to do or say a certain thing, but I'm just consistently me. And it's not always the best thing for me, but it's just who I am. What do you do? Yeah. I can't fake, like my biggest problem is like, I can't fake drama. Like I can't fake like I'm mad about shit when I'm not mad about shit. I just don't know how to do that. I'm not that good of an actor, I guess, And with MLC, it seems like a lot of the format is him and Bob, and then they invite the third or fourth person to like shit on. But like, I don't play that game. I'll shit back,
Yes. Yeah. It works with Ray. It works with a couple other people. But yeah, I think you're right. You might actually like fight back.
Yeah, I mean, it's just what it is. All right, well, hey,
you want that?
I had one more question for you. So, why, like, how?
Yeah.
What do you think Australia should do to give you guys back a little bit of freedom, or are most people just pretty much okay with what's going on from the legislative standpoint, in your opinion?
So the government will generally do what people want. People want this.
All right.
That's the real answer.
So yeah, so if everybody on the outside,
people may,
no, go ahead.
So people on behind closed doors may not necessarily agree with everything, but generally in public, like what you're talking about right now is not a conversation in everyday life at the moment in Australia. We don't think of things like you're thinking of things.
Right.
I do, but I mean the general public. They don't think of things as like they're taking away our freedom. Because at the end of the day, in Australia, just like in Canada, you don't have freedom of speech.
Right.
You can't just say shit. I can't go out there and call anyone, like a derogatory term for an Indigenous person.
Sure.
I can't call them, we don't have the N word here, but we have the A word, which is just as bad. Like, I can't just start doing shit like that.
Like is the A word, the A word, is that asshole? Is the A word asshole?
No, it's if you shorten Aboriginal just to the first three letters, that's the word.
Like
very bad.
Like Abby?
Don't do that.
Abo?
Yeah, but Aboriginal.
Okay.
Yeah, don't say that because you get beaten up. It's not as bad as the N word.
Yeah.
Well, everything's weird, right?
Yeah.
It's not as bad.
Well, no,
as the N-word.
there's different
it's
slurs. There's different slurs in every region, right? Like, I mean, if you're in Australia, or if you're in Hawaii, they like to call white people howlies, and that's like basically like the white N word, basically.
Oh yeah. I've seen that on NCIS Hawaii. Great show.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Okay, well, hey, man, I just want to say thank you so much for calling in, man. It's super awesome, and I really love getting perspectives that are different. Like, it's so cool that you're watching a lot of this stuff and paying attention to like all the weird drama on MLC and enjoying it. And it's cool to hear a fan, and then also just your unique insight on India and Australia is very fascinating to me.
Oh, thanks, mate. Look, anytime you go live, anytime I see that button in the top right-hand corner, I just go, hey, I'll listen to Corey for a bit. It's fun. I like it. Thanks, mate.
Well, thank you so much. Have a good. What was your name? What was your name on the thing?
PART. I'll just say.
Okay. Yeah. No,
I put my own name down.
No, thanks for watching, and thank you so much for calling in, man. I really appreciate it.
All right, no worries.
All right,
mate.
Have a good one. All right, there you go. We got some fun little Parth. Okay, Parth Patel. Oh, whatever. Oh, what up? It's that guy. Hi, how's it going? So yeah, that's pretty cool. Shout out to Wild Irish Rose watching over on Pilled. Shout out to Tim watching over on Kicked. And shout out to a bunch of people on Rumble who haven't said anything in chat, but they're watching. So if you could just collectively give a thumbs up, a red pill, a whatever plus, like on YouTube, subscribe, all that stuff helps us. And then remember, tonight we will be back on 7:30 p.m. That's Central Time with KCUK. Otherwise, right now, we're going to be going over to Twitch to do Twitch Talk. So come on over to twitch.tv/CoreyAdamComedy. That's where we'll be. And otherwise, keep watching the Podcast Wars. I'm sure I'll be doing some stuff overnight this week. I have a pretty light weekend for comedy this weekend, so look for some overnight streams for people. But otherwise, yeah, you guys have been awesome. And again, I just want to say, I know that this is pretty inconsistent here when we go live and stuff, but just thank you guys so much for coming in, checking out the show and all that. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. So if you can, come on back around 7:30 p.m. We'll have Luke and the Red Thing over on KCUK. Otherwise, you guys have been awesome. Right now, we're going to head on over to Twitch, which we'll put that address right in there for you. There you go. Why don't you simulcast? Wait, where was it? Why don't you simulcast that show on YouTube? Because I'm not allowed to, Taste Fairy. My Twitch channel is actually a partner, so I'm not allowed to dual cast because I'm a partner. If I was an associate, I'd be allowed to, and I totally would. But I'm not allowed to. So what I do is when we go on YouTube, I dual stream that over to my gaming account, which is twitch.tv/twitchtalkcast, so people on Twitch can still see it. But I am not allowed, per the rules to Twitch, to dual stream. Otherwise, I would. Love this show more than Steel Toe. Well, thank you, buddy. I mean, it's you know, we do what we can here. Look, we're all just the internet experiencing itself. Get out there, have fun. Right now, get your ass over to Twitch. Twitch.tv/CoreyAdamComedy. Twitch